des morceaux, là, des plaques, et puis dans des chutes, des fois, les morceaux, les bandes de 10, 15 cm, 20 cm sur un mètre. Là.
Okay, we're having a look at the clearspeech West Mountain radio speaker. It's the Clear Speaker made by clearspeech by West Mountain Radio. So the filtering control is on the front, volume control, a fully enclosed box, and we're using an old, what am I using? An IC730. I had to think which one we grabbed off the shelf. I was going to run it through the 930, and I thought 990, and I thought, no, that's a bit new. 7850, a bit new. Then I had a look up here, and all my older bits, which just a few of the ones we've got here, I suppose. I thought this would be better, so I grabbed an IC730. So let's have a look. All that background noise with a slight adjustment has just gone. You can hear the background noise crashes. Keeping in mind how strong this guy is, he's up there, isn't he? Now let's get rid of all that noise. That is amazing. For signals this strong, I would have thought there'd be absolutely nothing to really appreciate, to be honest. We can go too far, I think. Just starting to digitize a little bit. Let's see if we can find something a bit weaker, because this is, if it works at this level, I'm impressed. Just a very, very quick look at Jeff, VK4GJP.
Well, I'm glad you survived the fire.
Noise in the background. And let's just push that off there. Sorry, I've got Jeff's permission to use his voice on here, but I just want to be careful we don't use. I wasn't sure who the other station was, so I'll just be a bit clever there. Make sure we don't do anything wrong there. Hang on, just seeing what else we've got on the band.
Alpha Echo, Zulu Lima 1, uniform Papa Bravo. Over.
Well, this will be interesting. We can hardly hear him. See, right down low, I've got to be honest, I'm not sure we're hearing him much better. I mean, we're eliminating a lot of static and bits and pieces off the ZL station. Bring that round a bit further. Oh, yeah, it digitizes a bit there. I'm finding the 2 o'clock position here seems to be where I end up with a lot of stations that you're not sort of seeing me do. I'm kind of mucking around with it as we go with this video. And I've got to be honest, there are times when it seems to really, really tidy up the signal beautifully, and then there's a point of no return where there's a signal where you're having difficulty with it already. You're not going to hear it very well, and you're not going to hear it any better with the clearspeech. So very interesting just to sort of to be able to see just exactly what the potential upsides and downsides are. Now so we're back to these guys with no filtering. Definitely, if you're trying to get rid of that staticky bang bang crash, this really does do a good job of that. So there's our crash and bang with still a very strong signal here, but to really tidy that up, that's impressive. So I've got to say, I can see applications for the clearspeech speaker that is interesting. Probably needs to be played with. See, I'm right up full blast there. That's coping with that. So, and that's just beautiful. When he's talking, it is just taking his signal beautifully. Oh, yeah. Look, once again, that 2 o'clock position seems to be a nice, happy medium. But you definitely can hear when you go back to here. See how you get that real scratchy sort of sound to it, and there's noise in the background, and you can definitely hear it. You know, you'd be able to put up with listening to the signal, but you do this when he talks. Hello. And it's just his voice. It's identifying, you know, very nice in the way that's that's a pleasure to listen to. I don't know how well the camera will pick this up in some, because look at, and I don't want to overrate this too, because as I said, when a signal's right down the noise and you are having trouble hearing it and you just can't pull it out, you know, I'm not having much more success pulling it out, so I don't want to make it out to be something that it's not. By the same token, for something that just has an audio path on it and a 12-volt connection, you know, sort of, there's no other connection to the radio. This thing does some really interesting things. I've got to say. Usually the Queensland boys would be on 7120 over here, but not Sunday night, which could be true. Yeah, look, very, very interesting. I think if you said to me, should I buy Clear Speech? There we go. Maybe on depending on your application. Okay, now there's a good example. I can't hear a word he's saying there. He's so in the mess. Now I can see him. And now he's saying goodbye, good morning, goodbye. And okay, to be fair, very hard to hear in this mess. Just, he's down in the mud there. That's impressive. No, actually, I've got to say that's pretty impressive. I don't want to be an ambassador for Clear Speech or for West Mountain Radio, although I do like their products. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. I think that if you had an older radio and you wanted to tidy it up and make sure that it was able to, you know, get the most out of it, this could be a really, you know, a good way to consider doing it. Bearing in mind, I mean, this is a very, very old, you know, IC730. It's actually in great nick, by the way. This came from Wagga, would you believe it? And it was a whole, I don't know, $150, $120, anyway, something like that. And it works beautifully. It's a great radio. I doubt I'll ever sell this one. You know, the truth is that when you're listening around, you're used to hearing this and not all that versus this, which is probably a bad example because we haven't got a real clear signal that we're listening to there. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, average. And as I was saying, it's not the solution to every problem that you're ever going to get, you know, sort of, but it does make me want to use my older radios a bit more, so maybe, and I definitely can't hear these guys in the noise here, and I can hear them when I come back to here. It's still, you know, with a bit of a struggle, don't get me wrong, but on 7175, very, very hard to hear in the noise. See, and I can pick him back out again. Wow. Okay, so, you know, you'll have to be your own judge of this and just see what you think. You know, when you sort of compare, maybe, look, I'm not sure. I got this off Ian VK3YEA, good mate of mine, ex-Motorola mate of mine. Well, he's not an ex-mate, he's an ex-Motorolan. He's a great mate. But yeah, he was definitely the man that sort of said, well, here, grab this, have a play with this. And I thought, yeah, okay. And it only took a year in, finally. But and the only reason I did, I just was on VK Ham, and there was someone was mentioning a Clear Speech, and I thought, the Clear Speaker, I've got one of those. And I thought, I don't really know how to comment on it because I haven't used it. And I need to hook it up. So this has been good, just to, you know, get a bit of an idea what the Clear Speech speaker system does. We'll definitely have a look at the BHIs in the next video and just see what that does. Don't know if we'll do that today or not, but you know, very similar sort of setup where, you know, you can set the amount of filter probably more, the size speaker more for a mobile. Interesting 1224, so good for trucks and bits as well. But this is a little more simpler in that once you've got that setting set, and I would almost say you could find a setting, because I reckon 2 o'clock here is where I'd leave this thing most times. And same here, that you'll get back to on off. So this one came from Rob VK. He was VK3, but he's now VK2 MGM, and he's about to get his new call sign. And his new call sign is, because he's a full call now, can't say because he won't let me. But anyway, congratulations, Rob. It's really good. I expect you on 20 metres with a big signal, knocking me over a few times on that new property of yours. Should be good. Anyway, we'll do a bit of a rundown on the BHI. Really comes nicely packaged, sort of nice little box speakers, leads, and all the little fuse leads and bits and pieces. So it will be nice to just see what that does. It's a big thumbs up for the Clear speech product, the Clear speaker. I like it. I'm not one to endorse products because, I'll only get blamed when it doesn't work on your bloody radio. But no, I've got to say, this has worked equally, if not better, than the older version I've got in the Switch version, the Switchbox version, which we probably should do something on that some stage. But I really do think this has worked not too bad, especially we didn't have a lot of signals that were, fantastic to deal with. But that last example where in the noise can't hear what they're saying to actually now can pretty much pick out what they're saying, I think that's what we're looking for. We're trying to get to that level where it's appreciable difference versus if it's just going to change the tone, go and buy some caps and a few bits and pieces and and a bit of foam for your speaker box. But this is clearly a little more than that. So but once again, this will not fix all problems. Okay, 73's from VK3 Charlie Mike or JDW229. Thanks very much for having a look at this. I've been learning with you a bit with it, so please accept that this is very ad-lib as we're going on this one. Please subscribe and welcome to jump on our Facebook pages for Aussie Radio Pickers and VK Ham Sales and Service. Cheers all the best.